The herO for CJ Entis has the best record on the team right now, is tied for first place as most winning players. He's 14 wins and 9 losses, 7-4 versus Protoss. A lot of PvPs played for this guy.
Yeah, and I think he's the owner of the most devastating loss in StarCraft history, losing to SOS in the IEM $100,000 first prize.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you should have like a badge for that too, because that's like, if you can get past that, you can get past anything.
Pretty much. That's a huge blow to your confidence if you have to take a loss like that.
And
well, here's YongHwa.
Not looking too happy to begin with. That's always a bad mindset to go into the booth with.
Yeah.
Come on, man, cheer up. 1-4 in his last 5 games. Not the best. And versus P, versus Protoss, 0-4.
Yeah. Has not won a single game versus Protoss.
He's looking like a downward purple arrow right now.
That's actually what he looks like in the booth.
That's his face, and I'm sorry to say, but it's gonna reflect in his game, I think.
Yep, I think it definitely will. Well, looks like we're gonna get started here. CJ versus Incredible Miracle. herO versus YongHwa, a PvP on Outboxer. Stay tuned.
LTA는 SK텔레콤.
And in the bottom right, we have herO.
And you know what you were saying before about the proxying.
Oh dear.
You know, I have to agree with you. This is like, YongHwa's basically facing a giant right now, and he's like, I got to pull off the most ridiculous, cheesy strategy right now and try to catch this guy off guard because I cannot win in a straight-up game. I actually think it's very smart. Maybe people will be like, you know, YongHwa, you know, he's taking the easy way out here. He's not playing a straight-up game, but actually, this may be his only chance, and he's going to go for it.
It's kind of so obvious that he wouldn't suspect it, sort of thing. So it can very well work right now.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that I got it right too, you know? You have no idea how happy this makes me. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I can pick him.
Yeah, this is it, man.
He scats it.
Does he notice?
I think he saw it. He has to have seen it. If we see a simulator co-op, he didn't notice.
He had to have noticed. He was controlling the probe, so he must have seen the probe with YongHwa there. And YongHwa is like, well, there's only one way I can go from here.
And we see 2 gateways, so he knows for sure.
Yeah. Sees the gateway, and YongHwa's just like, oh, crap.
Oh, man. That is so funny. That is so sad.
Sees no gas. He's like, well.
Oh, the purple spiral continues. Down and down he goes.
You can even see it on his face. He's like, oh,
yeah,
God.
He's like, wow, I actually did this strategy.
You know, you were saying how this is so obvious that it may just work, but I feel like if you're going to go for something that's this obvious, maybe put it in a different position here.
Yeah, I mean, he could have done it like maybe the bottom of the ramp or something, like in the natural.
Yeah, like above the natural gases or even at the third base.
Like just behind the mineral patches or something. Like, not as obvious. I mean, a little bit of a way away, but not too bad. But, I mean, he is going to try and transition out of it. He has got his gas, and he's chrono boosting some zealots out, so he's going to try and go for some probe kills at the very least.
Yeah, that's basically all he can do at the moment. He's been found, and this is the risk you take when you go for an all-in build. You get scouted, and your build falls apart in an instant.
Yeah, that's exactly right, and yeah, it's going to get shut down pretty hard, and YongHwa's definitely going to be behind, but not as behind as he would be if he actually committed to this all-in completely.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing he does have is the faster cybernetics core, but he is going to lose this gateway, of course. Not even going to bother to kill that gateway as it is unpowered. Nothing's going to be able to come out of that, but YongHwa now has to remake a gate at his home. He has to, you know, he basically has to tech up and hope that herO just doesn't attack him.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like, they're still pretty even on harvesters. Like, YongHwa's 2 ahead, but it's not too much of a difference. But yeah, losing the infrastructure, losing that gateway definitely puts him behind and means he has to invest more minerals in another gateway or 2 gateways. And I think for sure herO can be pretty aggressive off this, but we'll have to wait and see what he's going to go into. I mean, he does have 2 gases going, so it could mean he's going into attack, or maybe an expansion off this.
Well, he does drop that 3rd gateway. May see some aggression coming in here. herO getting a little bit too far forward, takes a bit of damage from that Mothership Core. He's going to have to back off with those Zealots. No damage is going to come out there, of course. He is back at home just chrono boosting that Warp Gear research, but as is YongHwa doing the same. And YongHwa is going to add 2 gateways here, so both these players, looks like, going to go into 3 gate, but herO is the first person to deviate from that, going to throw down that Stargate.
And I think this is a great choice. He's going to kind of apply pressure and maybe like kind of give the impression that he's going for a gateway sort of all-in retaliation, but at the same time he's going to go into attack. I wouldn't be surprised if we see an Oracle from here. He's going to have to really be careful where this Oracle's rally point is, because he doesn't want to fly over the gateway, of course. That'd completely give it away. But I mean, at the same time, YongHwa has managed to sneak a probe on the map, put down 2 proxy pylons, and he could make something happen off this for sure.
You know, his Cybernetics Core was much earlier, and his Warp Gate is out earlier.
Yeah, he could really apply some pressure. He could like send in some Zealots.
He's going to lose this probe, but there's already a pylon in the main base of herO.
herO doesn't think anything of it. He's like, okay, it's just a probe. Nothing in my base.
Yeah. Unfortunately for YongHwa, he does, of course, have to defend back at his base and warp in the units back here. So the attack that he was planning on isn't going to be able to come to fruition, but he is going to push herO back out here.
Well, if worst comes to worst, he can always trigger the Nexus Cannon and just wait there while he warps and Zealots into the main of herO, and he could really turn this around. But he cannot overcommit like this. YongHwa has to be very careful, and he's running onto the map.
Oh, he's going to catch this pylon, but there's more Stalkers over here. Totally caught out is YongHwa. All these Stalkers are going to go down. More warp-ins out of herO, and YongHwa's just like, I just got to run away. That's all he can do at this point.
That was definitely kind of being too brave on the map. He just has no idea what he's really, what was really going on. He had no idea that it was going to be a very aggressive kind of style of gateways. And, I mean, he did have that probe out. He saw there was no Nexus on the ground. He saw that was Stalker still coming out of the main of herO, so there's something going on.
Well, with this forward pylon, he is going to warp in a bunch more of these Stalkers and push away the ones of herO's and go into the main base, where there's nothing to defend right now for herO. Still having that forward pylon in the main base still, and now he's going to come in here and start doing some damage.
And this could actually do huge damage if he can stop this Immortal getting out of the robotics facility.
He needs to commit to attacking the Robo. There he goes.
Yeah, but he's not going to let it happen.
Oh, is he going to snipe that Mothership Core? Barely doesn't get it. Misses the force field on the ramp as well, but he still has a ton of these Stalkers, but there is the Immortal. He is going to pop out, and these Stalkers of YongHwa that's just being trapped in their own base by his own force field, they're going to be totally killed off.
Yeah, this is painful to look at. It was so close to something special happening. If he got that sentry out a little bit earlier and managed to force field all those Stalkers down the ramp, he could have easily taken out the robotics facility.
He was in such an advantageous position there. All he had to do was force field the ramp, kill the Robo.
I just don't think he thought of it.
No Immortal. There was not enough energy on the Mothership Core. Could have sniped the Mothership Core after that. And then what does herO do? He has less units in the base.
He pretty much loses the robotics facility, then the Mothership Core, then he starts losing probes while YongHwa warps in more sentries. And I mean, it could have been game, but he just didn't take advantage of the situation.
Yeah, this is the kind of play we've been seeing recently out of YongHwa too. He's just looking a little bit nervous in the booth, not making the correct decisions, being a little bit too rash at times. And
yeah, from here, herO's kind of just taking like a very standard kind of safe way. Once you're ahead, expand, get more ahead, and you can crush them later in a 2-base timing, for instance.
Yeah, he's going to pull what Rain did to Zest earlier, just with an even greater lead here.
Yeah, just play it smart and safe. I mean, it's a mirror match. I mean, it's nothing more to it. Once you have the economy lead, you have the army lead, and from there, it's just a matter of formality of attacking in the right position and winning the game.
Yeah. Well, herO's moving his army across the map because why not? He doesn't know about that pylon that's above his natural.
Yeah, that's going to be a nasty surprise for his Nexus.
Yeah, we do see a bunch of Zealots right now going to start hitting on that Nexus. And actually, herO's going to have to pull back to deal with this if he wants to keep that Nexus.
Yeah, he recalls back, actually, and he should be able to stop this easily. But, yeah, there goes his aggression and his containment. So, yeah, he'll have to kind of have a fight for the natural of YongHwa's. If not YongHwa, yeah, looks like he is going to take that natural.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a real shame that this pylon was on the map. Otherwise, herO could have just had him contained forever.
Yeah, definitely.
And from there, it was just a matter of time. But, I mean, YongHwa is completely a Nexus behind, so he's got a long way to go to get back into this game. I mean, he is down 30 supply, essentially. So it's not looking good at all.
Yeah. Well, here's an Oracle giving vision to nothing. Not sure exactly what the idea was behind that. Maybe sniped an Observer earlier. But there he goes in, trying to get some damage on the probes. He does get one and does survive. So he's going to back out now.
Not a bad start, not a bad start.
Well, you got to claw yourself back into the game one way or another.
Absolutely.
One probe at a time.
One probe at a time. Sounds about right. And herO kind of getting a scout of everything that's going on with the Illusion Phoenix. And, yeah, I mean, he knows he's in a really good position right now, and he kind of just has to protect these minerals and go into, like, an immortal timing.
Yeah. I feel like if he just powers up here, makes a bunch of gateways, gets a bunch of immortals out here, maybe even go into Archons, I feel like that may be too much. I feel like he just could get +1, and he's going to have it out before YongHwa, rather, and just go for an attack.
Yeah, he could very well do that for sure. I mean, at this point. But the thing with his, like, if you get Archons, like, Archons are so good at destroying force fields, and the force fields are really, like, YongHwa's only line of defense at stopping this kind of army. So if you can remove that, then you can just bulldoze over the army, and there's no way he can protect that natural.
Yeah. herO continuing with the hallucinated Phoenixes, going in and out of the base. Here is the Oracle again, getting 2 kills and staying alive. Again, 1 probe at a time, get 1, get 2. Stay alive, and can be used later for vision. Get a good vision of where the army of herO is with that revelation.
Absolutely.
Later on in the game. So definitely very useful.
Good to keep alive for sure. And we see the Templar Archives go out, so it looks like we will see some Archons added to this army. Just to help the push factor. Make sure it's no force fields are going to get in the way of this. Even though at this point, I mean, look at the army of herO and look at the army of YongHwa, and it's...
Yeah, we have the units tab up there, and it's pretty frightening.
It's not looking too good.
We did have the Oracle come to the main base and get feedbacked, just to add insult to injury. And this is basically what you can do in PvP. You get ahead, throw down a bunch of gateways, get immortals. You have the tick advantage, get Archons, break those force fields, and go for a big attack. And I feel like that's what herO's just going to go here and do. He's going to just put down the hammer. Going to add in that Warp Prism, of course.
Absolutely.
Get the forward warp in there. And this Mothership Core having the full energy, enough for 2 time warps. Should be enough to clean up YongHwa.
Yeah, 4 HP on it. Should be enough there to get down those time warps. And it looks like YongHwa's going to start walling off with gateways just because he knows that force fields aren't going to really work if there's any Archons. And he did see the Templar, so it's safe to assume that there are Archons.
Yeah. It is going to block the Zealots, of course, of herO, but it's going to block the Zealots of YongHwa as well. Maybe allow that Photon Overcharge to do just a bit more damage, but with as many Immortals there are in this comp, as the Observer does highlight right when I say that, he is just going to be able to kill these buildings so fast.
Yeah, that's a lot of Immortals. That's going to really make short work of the gateways, and from there, yeah, it's
He's loading up the High Templar now, going to try to come into the main base and snipe down that Mothership Core, but it's right above the army. Could still get it. Wants to drop it. Nope.
Oh, no.
It's not close enough.
Oh, my goodness.
Feedback's a sentry instead. That's all he could get.
No, that's pretty good. And, yeah.
It's better than nothing. You know, it is the only sentry of YongHwa.
Yeah, no, it's not bad at all.
Yeah.
I mean, less force fields, less Guardian shields, of course. And because he sees YongHwa so fortified in his base, he takes a 3rd base, which I think is a good idea.
Yeah.
No need to rush this. When you're so far ahead, it's just
exactly.
You got to play it smart.
It's like he may have been able to end the game with all the Immortals and all the Zealots he had, but he's just like, nah, I don't have to do that. My upgrades are so far ahead.
It's like, I could probably do that, but you know what? What's the point when I could just wait until you leave your base?
Yeah.
And then it'll happen when you take that 3rd base, pretty much.
YongHwa's going to drop down his 3rd. Similar timings. The one out of herO is, of course, quite far ahead, but not too far ahead. Stealth High Templar and the War Prism is going to get that guy.
I like it.
Oracle is going to go down finally. going to grab an Immortal as well. And they're going to go on an adventure here together. Nope. I don't really know what he's doing here.
He's just.
I think he wants to get this Mothership Core.
Yeah, he just really wants to get rid of the Mothership Core.
He's going to come in again with the Scout of the Hallucinated Phoenix, try to push back that Mothership Core.
And he knows for a fact that he can just crush this army. And now that the army is forced out into the open, taking that third base, this is the time he's kind of been waiting for since he saw that that fortification of buildings at the natural.
This is the hard part for YongHwa because he has to put down that Nexus if he doesn't want to lose in 5 minutes. But this also puts him in a terrible position to lose again.
It's
brilliant because, yeah, herO kind of forced it out. Like, he has to take that base. No matter what.
There's the base. Nice feedbacks going on to the Archon, rather the High Templar of YongHwa here. Still none on the Mothership Core just yet. Charge not coming down. Storm's going down onto the army of herO, but it's going down on these Immortals, not doing too much damage. The Time Warps are good onto the army of YongHwa, and that should do it. There's just way too much here for herO.
Yeah, there's just way too much. The army supplies are completely opposite. There's like at least 2 times the amount, and
herO just smirks to himself. He's like, yeah, well.
Yeah, easy win.
GG.
GG. Rank 1 Grandmaster per league.
Yeah. With that win, he does take his 15th win, and he's alone up there as the most winning player now in all of Pro League. And he's going to take the first match here for CJ.
Easy peasy.
Lemon squeezy.
And I mean, a valiant effort by YongHwa. We kind of saw it coming. I mean, the stats spoke for themselves in that one.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that he chose that place to put down the proxy pylon.
I think he did what everybody was expecting him to do, which kind of led to his demise. It was like, well, I got to go for a proxy here. herO is herO, and he's really, really good in PvP, as we saw in his stats, and he's had so much exposure and so much practice, and YongHwa is just
YongHwa is just looking defeated, man.
Yeah, it's hard. His record goes to 2-9 now. His purple arrow is only going to get darker and darker.
Does it go darker?
We're going to have to make a new arrow here for YongHwa.
It's going to be a black arrow. It's going to just be black, man.
It like has no direction. It's just like a black square. It's like, well. Well.
That's brutal.
CJ Antis now looking pretty poised.
No.